Hi, my name's Sophie Cunningham and I've written a novel called This Devastating Fever, and I think this is about the 25th video I have done. The last one I did was going quite well and then my cat started to lick his bottom. So I'm going to give it one last shot. I have written a novel called This Devastating Fever, which is about love. It's about other things as well, but at its core, it's about love. The mysterious, the beautiful, the sometimes strange connections or strange threads that connect people, things that often are inexplicable to outsiders. It's also a novel about how hard people fight to keep living creative lives as history stomps their way around them, by which I mean they find themselves at the outset of war. They find themselves living through a pandemic. They find themselves caught up in bushfires. They find themselves caught up in political turmoil. But despite all these things which are a distraction and make people question the point really of art, they persist. I'd realised I wanted to write a novel about Leonard Woolf when I was reading his novels and diaries some 20 years ago. I was travelling in Sri Lanka and he'd been a colonial administrator when that country was called Ceylon. And he was just so much more interesting than I'd realised. He was much more than the controversial character who'd been married to the great Virginia Woolf. Controversial for a range of reasons, but not relevant here. But the way he wrote about the outbreak of World War I, his sense that one history had ended, the Victorian era, and a new history was a new door had opened to a kind of time that was going to be difficult and strange, was so much how I felt when I watched the Twin Towers come down in on September 11. The ways he wrote about the build up to World War II, and the rise of fascism, was so much like the writing that I read about Donald Trump, or wish I had read about Donald Trump. He was a really prescient man. But then the title, which had always been This Devastating Fever, because that was the way he described the problems of lust as he saw them, because lust was a very difficult emotion for him to handle. That title started to mean something else with the outbreak of COVID-19. And that somehow allowed me to kind of resolve the novel and to write about a different kind of fever, which is the fever we've all been having to deal with over the last 2 years. And it allowed me to bring into focus one of the key concerns of the novel, which is how do we care for other people? What is our duty of care, and how do we care not just for people, but for the planet?